with a picture that is shot in a doorway, and then I will edit to my liking. I usually do this just with the normal photo settings. Sometimes I'll use like Lightroom or Photoshop if it needs it, but this image was already very well done. It's best if you can get the light coming from behind you when you take the picture and have the horse in a doorway so the light is shining at the horse. With this, I was just adjusting the brightnesses and stuff. I was kind of like just adjusting it to my liking. Somebody else might have liked it differently, and honestly, it's completely personal preference. When it comes to the color and black and white settings, you'll see I'm getting to them now. If you turn them both on, it ends up being more, I think it gives you more options. If you don't have color on, it's all, the black and white looks the same. But yeah, so that's something I'd recommend doing. And then you can also see that this changes how the picture looks a bit. When I am done with all of these settings, I then move into another app called Snapseed. Snapseed's an app for your phone, and what I'll generally do is I'll go into the brush setting to exposure, and you turn the exposure all the way down so it's like -1, and then you can paint in with the brush the dark spots and make it all black. You'll see I can turn on the red part if you click the eyeball button, and it'll show you what you're coloring in. And you want to basically do everything around the horse, so everything behind it is black. With this image, I decided to crop it because, well, when you're taking a black background photo, it's best if you can actually take the reins off your bridle, but this particular horse, it wasn't an option. So I cropped it so the reins went off. But depending on how you decide to do this, you can, a lot of photography is personal preference. Then, I kind of just edited it so you couldn't see, so it was all black and there was no grays or whites like where there should be black. The idea in a black background photo is that it makes the horse kind of pop, and in doing this you want your background to be as plain as possible. And honestly, I love black background pictures. I feel like it makes them they look elegant. So you can also use this to do some shading. Like you'll see here, I cover the little tuft of hair a bit just to make it kind of a little darker so it looks kind of like it's behind. See, it looks good. It kind of gives you the illusion, well, it's not an illusion, but it makes it look so the light goes all the way around. This particular photo didn't need much shading because it was shot in a doorway and it was a good time of day. But the other thing you can do is edit, if they're, if one side of them was too light, you can easily use the same setting to make it simpler. And not simpler, but to make it, to shade it. Yeah, you can see I just continue doing this until I have most of the background black. And then, the good thing is there's an eraser setting. With the setting, you can either, with the brush, you can either make it positive exposure or negative, which is like brighter or darker. So if you wanted a certain spot, if you wanted to do a white background, you would do all the way bright, like all the brightest. If you wanted a black background, you would do the darkest. And then there's an eraser that's good to trim to get the edges, as you can see I'm doing here. After you do this, you can go back out and exit and then go back on the brush, because you can only make it -1, but it saves so you can go back and go back over it and get it even darker. Since I was cutting it off there, it was okay that the rains ended. Once you have all of this, it's easy to then go on to the healing setting, and this just kind of gets all of the little bumps. I honestly love this app. I've had it for a while, and it's nice and simple for editing if you don't have a lot of time. There's some filters too that I might show in another video, but for now, this is like it. You can see I'm editing out the small problems that just needed to be covered back up. And then, like, once it gets to a really good point, you can be done. But yeah, I really love this horse. He's a very photogenic guy. If you follow my Instagram, which I will put in the description, there are tons of pictures of him. Okay, so if you want to see more pictures like this and to have more tutorials, please like and subscribe and follow my social medias. Thanks for watching.